you spend more time, more resources, more money, more of your team's time, and you're just blasting people and they are less engaged. So your homework to continue testing.
Teeny tiny change that we did, but you wouldn't believe the results that we get.
I think they have some kind of formula. Just sign it up and you'll see, like, for every maybe 5 to 10 emails, they have a text-based email.
Even little things like CTA messaging or what you put on that little button, they do matter. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Email Einstein, the podcast about emails. We're so happy to have you here, guys. It's a long overdue. Ever since we started recording this podcast once a month, I started missing you and I started missing doing this more often. But anyways, we're here. We're here to deliver quality content to you. Andriy, say hi. What's new and exciting with you?
You sound like, of course, it's a podcast about emails and not about Einstein.
Well, I still can't pronounce it. We've been doing this podcast for 3 years.
Me either. I don't know what the right pronunciation.
I think it depends where you are in the world. I think it's Einstein if we're trying to be German. But if you're listening to us from Germany, let us know how would you pronounce it. But
it's the same as I cannot pronounce Einstein. I cannot pronounce Egypt. It's hard.
What
I don't
do you
know
mean?
why, but it's hard for me to pronounce.
You just did, Andriy. Congrats.
I just did, but thank you. But some different scenarios is hard to pronounce.
For me, the most difficult one is sheep and ship and all of this kind of situation in English. Because for us as English second language people, sometimes I don't hear the difference. My friends' kids are making fun of me when I told them that I recently went to Stockholm and we went by sheep, and they were like, you went by sheep, not by ship, But I mean, you guys, you don't have that struggle if you're in if it's your first language, but we do. But anyways, even with this broken English, we can still deliver a ton of value today. Andriy, introduce the topic. It's a big one.
Yeah, today is all things about click rate. We want to talk, the entire podcast we want to dedicate talking about how you can improve the click rate, because open rate, it's vanity metric, but click rate, this is what the most important metric for email marketing right now. This is inbox providers. This is they paying attention to mostly to the click rate. And that's why we decided it was Vira to record this podcast and share our knowledge about how to optimize it, how to improve it.
Yep, exactly. And we came up with this clever acronym. If it's clever or not, you decide, but I'm obsessed with it. Me and ChatGPT worked really hard on it. So remember the acronym CLICK. CLICK, click. C is for clarity of message. L is for list segmentation. I is for incentive to click. C is for creative design, and K is for keep testing. What do you think of this acronym, Andriy?
I love all of them, but letter L make me laugh because it's you need to add some adjective. List segmentation.
I had to add something that starts with L, and we absolutely had to talk about the segmentation. But anyways, let's start, Andriy. The first one, I call it the clarity of the message, but you guys can call it whatever you want as long as you follow this principle. It's works for 99% of the time. Core principle, at least for me when I'm working with email, one email should have one main message and one CTA. You can have smaller little topics, but it always has to have one big focus. Why are you sending this email? What this email is going to be about. So for me, it's almost like a rule of thumb. One email, one message, one CTA. Andriy, do you agree or disagree with this one?
So I would like to divide it in in 3 categories. The clarity of message, or how many clicks or call to action to do in the message. So first, as you said, do one call to action, make it very clear, hey, almost click here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Staples button. like in Staples. It's a like big like office supply
like the
store
no
here.
button, the no button, the NO button or whatever. No, never mind, because we have this in Canada.
It looks like the no button, but it's like Staples like created this button to to order. Anyway, so it's extremely clear. You open the email and like said click here, and you know where to click. So this is kind of one bucket. Second bucket, another end of the extreme where you're receiving some kind of email from apparel brand, and they have let's say a female apparel brand, and they have a lot of different like images, a lot of call to actions, because like like for you to check like dresses, like shirts, like some other stuff, and there's a bunch of call to action. And the third, and by the way, the first one and second one, I believe they work. I believe they're one of the best. The third one, I think this is the biggest mistake, and I would recommend not to do it, where you're kind of between. We're including multiple actions, but also it's not kind of clear what we are doing here.
Because I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, in the first email, it's kind of, it's very clear, one thing. In the second email, it's kind of catalog for you to scroll, to browse, to see all the options, and what interests you, you click. The third one is like in between, and I think that's what doesn't work.
Right. And I actually have an example for you guys who are watching us on YouTube or who are listening to us on podcasts. We are reviewing this email that is called, it's from the brand called Jenny's Super Fun Times. First of all, the email looks super fun. There's a lot that is happening on this email. But under the body text, they have this like the wait is over copy. Apparently they are launching the new flavor of the product, but they have like three different looking CTA buttons. Order for nationwide shipping, find a scoop shop, get prints on demand. Like a lot is happening. Then you're scrolling down, they have an additional CTA, shop the collection. Then they have the additional CTA, shop all sizes. And all this CTAs, they look kind of messy. And I think what happens here, it's almost like counterintuitive. You would think that if you give more options to people to click on, they would pick the one they like the most and they click on it and they go to the website. In reality, it's almost like the other way around. It's like Costco that has like two products and you're ending up buying like one of two mustards, or like Walmart that has like 10 variations of mustard or like 15, and you end up not getting anything. So the simpler, the better in this case. For me, like the goal of this specific email is like very hard to understand. So like for me, this setup doesn't work, but maybe it's just me. I would almost I would almost A/B test it or like why waste A/B test, right?
No, it's the structure of this email is like they trying to put so many different ideas here, and it's all about clarity, because I was focusing on a call to actions about clarity. What is this email all about? They putting so many different ideas. Maybe you have multiple call to actions, like in my example of catalog, but it's one idea. And it's like clear. Okay, so I'm browsing the images. There's no text. I'm browsing the, how you say it, lookbooks. Like, like I'm browsing like how it looks, and I'm clicking. So this is one idea.
Going back to your catalog comment, I'm looking at this email by Peptide Science that was shared by our colleagues in the Slack channel that is called TLC. So the idea is very simple. They kind of provide like the list of products that they sell, and it's kind of like that has that catalog feeling, but all of their products look identical. The only difference is like
I disagree, Vira. I disagree.
I don't know, Andriy. They look identical.
No.
They look. Okay, tell me more.
Because if I open, I don't know, like for us, it looks identical. We work with this kind of brand. Remember, like back in the days, maybe like 6-7 years ago, like Bioscience or something. Right.
I remember exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, and it's very sciencey. Maybe for this group of people it would work. For me, it doesn't.
100%. It's like for ladies or guys who loves clothing, like browsing the catalog with images of the clothes. the same thing here for them. Like I'm that weirdo who received the emails from Home Depot or Lowe's and looking on the beams, like bolts, like tools, stuff like that. And it's like, I'm still browsing this.
Maybe it takes a special person to understand the vibe of this email. But for me, they all look identical. The only difference is like the name. In Home Depot catalog, you like see this like different tools and they all look different. They have different functions. Here, it's like literally just the, maybe I would do something to the image, to the image itself. But
I think buy now is overkill. I don't think you do need buy now under each. We do understand that.
Would you do like buy, buy fragment, buy AOD 9604?
No. In this case, I would just remove the buy button and just list them, and maybe do it. Maybe do it not 4 in a line, but maybe 3 in a line, so it's just easier to read.
It would be cleaner. Agree. I'm still not a fan of this email, if you ask me. But nothing personal, pepped up science, but like contact me. I can hook you up with an amazing email marketing agency that can like figure this out for you. But anyways, the copy does matter, actually, the copy of the CTA button. And I was very skeptical when we started running this test for one of our clients who are in the hair transplant business. But we've done numerous tests where we were testing different copy of the CTA messaging, like free consultation versus something more personal like request my info. And for this client, the click-through rates are a constant struggle because their emails are so like informational to the point that sometimes the customer doesn't even have the reason to go to the website because that's not the goal of the email, right? But we still want to have like a good durability. So we started experimenting with like free consultation versus request my info, or like get a consultation now versus learn more about my hair. And in one of these recent tests we've done, we witnessed like 40 or 119% click rate lift for the message with request my info. So unlike that generic one, free consultation, request my info performed better. And we've done like a lot of tests like this, and it did work for this client. So my point here is that even little things like CTA messaging or what you put on that little button, they do matter. And that was like a very surprising for me to learn. Cool. Oh, actually, since we started talking about this client, one little thing that we also try to like in order to like improve their click-through rates, teeny tiny change that we did, but you wouldn't believe the results that we get. With 100% probability, we found out that adding in-text links in addition to the CTAs actually help with click-through rates. We were able to improve our click rates from 0.09. Again, it's a very like educational email to like almost 1.5. So the click rate lift percentage was something like over 1000% and with 100% probability. So it just like became our standard practice for this specific client because they're so like education heavy, adding the in-text links, not just the CTAs, the CTA buttons, which was super interesting to learn.
Nice.
Cool. Do you want to present the second one, Andriy?
You're like I love how you kind of share your projects like a little bit like showing how great you are, how great strategists you are.
You see, that's like the only projects I have access to. It's not like I'm trying to brag, but it's like the only projects I had access to in such a like last minute setup, because I was literally planning this podcast before we went on this episode. So Andriy, present the number 2, your favorite one.
I'm joking. You should brag about it. You are amazing.
I should, right? I should. Yes. Thank you so much, Andriy. Let's go to the next one because you make me blush.
Yeah, segmentation or list segmentation.
It's very important.
I always like to bring an example of a brand. Back in the days, it was Roosevelt brands. They are selling licensed shirts. So basically, they have like Warner Brothers license. They have like Walt Disney. Pixar and so forth. So they sell shirts with like Mickey Mouse and Bluey and all the Office series and so forth. And we did multiple split tests for segmentation. So first series of emails, we were sending generic campaign to the entire list or entire engaged list. And that moment it was like, I believe, 100,000 subscribers or so forth. But we exclude everybody who either checked that category of that product. Let's say they interested in specific series, let's say The Office. Or let's say, I don't know, Mickey Mouse. We segment those people, and for segmentation, they viewed the product, they viewed the collection, they at least checked out at once, and we put or, not and, but or condition. So, and it was 10,000 subscribers. And when we constantly were sending to those people, we realized that list was 10 times smaller, because 10,000 versus $100,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, but it produced, I believe, 4x of the revenue.
Yeah.
Which is, I believe, the 100,000 was bringing around like 10,000, and then 10,000 was bringing around like $40,000.
That's crazy. It amazes me every time we do that. And we do that with like a lot of our clients, the similar strategies that we are testing. Actually, there is this cool strategy that Eric, our strategist, shout out to Eric, just shared with me. So, you know how you mentioned like most brands are just like blasting either the entire list or like 30 days engaged segment or something, and they base their segmentation on how people engage with emails. Well, Eric, such a bright guy, I love working with him. Instead of like chasing those like engaged people, he actually narrowed the send to the actual past buyers. So he had the campaign for the engagers or whatever, but also he created the campaign exclusively for people who have purchased in the past, regardless of their recent opens. Even if they're unengaged, but you want to like pitch this like product launch of this like new product to them, they were included in the send. And what he did to those people, to that like previous purchasers segment, he sent a very plain text email, like a simple one. And then to the engaged 30 days audience, he said the usual HTML version. And I was like so shocked. He shared this screenshot with me. This like, it doesn't even sound real. Those like engaged customers list, which was like over 100,000 subscribers, it only generated $500. Then,
by the way, we're sharing this, like we do screen share. If you want to watch it on YouTube, Vira is like screen sharing this case study,
yes.
And we're going over it.
So that was like crazy to me to think, because the beautifully designed HTML version that was sent to engaged customers generated $500. Now guess how much money generated a teeny tiny 25,000 recipients campaign?
60,000.
How did you know, Andriy? But like, isn't it crazy? Like, I just love this approach, because sometimes these people do get overlooked because we are like so used to blasting the engaged segment and thinking of our list in terms of like whether or not someone is like opening and clicking your emails, almost to the point that we're like losing the view of these people who actually might be interested in like repurchasing or purchasing. So that was a great little case study. So shout out to Eric and the team.
Like right now, I just want to clarify something. So the second email we sent to you, our typical engaged, whatever the engaged means. But the first one we sent to people who purchase at least once in their lifetime.
Right. To people who purchase at least once in their lifetime. Also, I think he included like a ton of different like VAPs. So people who have like average order value that is like 2 times the average order value. So I think primarily he was focusing on VAPs, but also previous buyers. Like he was focusing on people regardless of their engagement with an email.
So Yeah, if we focus, like, again, depends what the goal of this campaign is. If we're focusing on the open rate, I would say that this test failed because Engage, it shows that it has higher open rate by 50, almost by 20%.
Right.
But open rate is, it's such a weird metric nowadays, but
it's
click
so
rate
inflated. But the change in the click-through rate from 0.07 to over 2%, and
it's
placed order, it's
unbelievable.
Pretty impressive. And actually, since we started talking about all of this engagement strategy and stuff like that, recently I've started for a lot of my clients using this tool called Orita. We briefly talked about them on our previous podcast, but basically Orita is this tool that kind of
We actually, sorry for interrupting you, Vira. We just, I'm not sure when we will be releasing this podcast episode, but on our YouTube channel, we have Orita Demo. I recorded with the co-founder DB, and we went through the Orita demoing the tool and how it works.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Did you guys demo the engagement levels as well? The engagement segments, the levels of engagement, because that's one of the that's just one of the tools that they have, and I love it. And basically what Orita does, I'm not sure if you, Andriy, are familiar, if you worked with them, but what they do, Orita, they kind of collect information about your customer and their engagement, not just with your email, but it's more a holistic approach. They analyze how they engage with your brand as a whole. And then based on that information, they create different levels of engagement that are including not just your email engagement, but the website, loyalty program, stuff like that. And we've seen big success with it. And they have this 5 engagement levels. The highly engaged segment, these are your fans, people who are loving you, opening your emails, going to your website. I don't know. They have probably your name tattooed on their butts. I don't know. They love you. And these are the guys who want to receive all of your emails. So as a standard practice,
hair restoration tattoo.
Oh gosh, it sounds disgusting. But anyways, these are the guys who pretty much unless it's a part of the strategy, we do tend to send all of our emails to them, unless they are there's some other logic that they have to be excluded. Moderately engaged, they like us, they engage with us emails, but we do include them in bigger promotions or product launches, stuff like that. Slightly engaged, so these are the people who are curious about what you're doing, but they're not committed to you. So it's good having some kind of educational sequences and including them in the biggest promotions. And then rarely engaged, not engaged, they are on and off. So we don't recommend messaging them often. It's more a minimal engagement, but there is a potential. So you still want to talk to those rarely engaged sometimes, and not engaged. These are just people who are ghosting you. So we are basically using this structure. It doesn't mean that we don't use the other segments. No, we do use other segments a lot. It's just Orita has been super, super helpful to me and my clients in understanding how engaged their subscribers are as a whole, not just with email, but in general with the brand. It was super cool.
So they use a lot of data points. So they use data point from your help desk, from your website analytics, from your loyalty program, from SMS, from all the data points. And this is how they define engaged, different engagement level.
Okay. So as I said, Orita is amazing, and we do use them quite a lot, but it doesn't mean that we don't use any other segments, because that's what we're hired for, right? And we have this interesting case study. We have this client who kind of has 2 big groups of products on their website. They sell vapes, the smoking devices, and they also sell edibles like gummies. And what was interesting to us, we wanted to find out whether or not this audience is cross, whether or not it makes sense to upsell these products to different groups. So we've started including this different groups of customers into our campaign. So on top of Orita segments and everything, we started including segments person has purchased devices at least once over all time and has purchased gummies 0 time, and vice versa. And we had gazillion of this little different variations of the customers, which to our surprise, we found out, and we've done extensive research, not just one campaign. I'm just sharing this screenshot with you guys, but turned out that these two audiences, they don't cross almost never. So, for example, when we've included this segment of people who have purchased devices at least once over all time and has purchased gummies 0 times, we saw that while they are engaging, clicking, the placed order rates are 0. And we also did a similar thing with accessories. So people who are purchasing gummies, they don't buy accessories. They don't buy different organizers and stuff like that. And we presented it to the client, and he kind of knew that, but it almost made them think to divide it into two different brands. We will still be mini brand under the big brand, because the more we learn about the audience, the more we understand that, these are the two different people and they barely cross each other. But that's the segments for you, right? And I really do like that, a few years ago. Sorry, go ahead, Andriy.
No, but I love how insightful this information is. It's we do email marketing, but how insightful this is for the brand to see such a dramatic difference. And I bet the brand probably spending money on ads, a lot of money on ads, and they try to catch all those types of two types of clients. But
right.
Now they understand and they can evaluate, what is ROI on smoking people or
right.
vaping people versus gummy chewing people.
And I mean, we just learned this gummy chewing people. We just learned this information. Literally last week we completed this test. So what it made us at this point, all we did, we just separated them into two different, at least welcome journeys. That's what we're working on right now, because we used to have one size fit all kind of welcome sequence. We just got this client, so we're revamping their strategy. But now it's going to be different journeys for different products, which kind of we should do it anyways. It's just made us understand just how much different these people are. So segments for the win. Okay. Incentive to click, unless you have something to add to the segmentation, Andriy.
I just want to say that I'm currently working consulting one company. Again, there's no partnership we have. I just want to mention them. They pretty new on the market, called Nexi AI, but it's kind of ESP. But their goal, what they're building, and that's why they talking with us to see how to do it. So basically, instead of sending, let's say, 5 campaigns per month or 10 campaigns per month, they will do 5-10 campaigns per day to different segments. You kind of help them, help their tool to define those segments. But those 5 or 10 emails per day, smaller chunks of people will receive. Maybe instead of 1,000 people, only 50 will receive today, and another 50 tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool.
And all those 10 or 5 emails are totally different. They are personalized for that specific group and segment. Nice. With different images and with different copy. And of course, humans cannot produce 1,000 of campaigns for one brand in a month. Physically it's possible, but it would be extremely expensive. That's why they're developing the AI, and right now they have a kind of working in beta working product, and they are testing how it will work. So will it have beautiful emails like we design, like Flowium design, Flowium team design? Hell no. But for those people who doesn't, let's say that science brand that you just showed us, right. I think for them it would be perfect.
It's more about the content and not the way it looks. It's just what that email is about. No, the concept sounds super fun.
You have the opening the image, and it's rain on the city, a rainy city, and say, hey, Vira living in rainy London, on the first floor in your apartment, recording
podcasts. Get
the gummies, stuff like that.
No, the concept is super cool. And we do have this client who we send like 6 variation of the email because of the legal requirements, and we send to like different states, different variation of the email. So I would love to have something like this, Andriy. So sign me up once they want more users. But anyways, let's go to the next part of our acronym. I, incentive to click. I just needed something for I, okay, you guys? we could even like skip this part or combine it with something else. But then I started thinking like incentive, having like a clear incentive and strong CTA that tells people what to do and what they will receive in exchange is actually pretty important. I found a few really cool examples here, and when I think of the value that you're bringing to the customers or incentive to click, there is some obvious ones, like some like practical incentives, like discount codes and promotions and like learning information. There's like value driven incentives when you're like educating your customers, but there's also like emotional curiosity incentives. Andriy, let's review them. I have one really cool example I'm excited to share with you guys. But what do you think of this like teaser kind of emails like this?
So I'm a big fan of teaser emails. I believe they tends to have higher click rate, and I 100%. Even recorded the video on YouTube 2 years ago called teaser email design, and showing like bunch of different teaser, like how company did teasers. There's a right and wrong way to do it. The right way to do it, like you need kind of to show people what you're talking about, but it's still hard to understand, is it like fully true or not, so that they are kind of incentivized to click. And I mean, the purpose of this to get the incentive, you know. So I'm a big fan of those emotional emails.
No, I mean, for me, they're huge. I always click because like that's the curiosity part of me. I really love this email from, I think it was Manchester United, the team, Manchester United. They have their merch store, and I found it in Love Emails, or what was the name of that? Emaillove.com.
Yeah.
And we had actually a founder of emaillove.com, Andrew King, I think is his last name, on a podcast. And they just like recently on that website, they posted this amazing example from Manchester United store where they customize the t-shirt, Manchester United t-shirt that they sell with your last name. I think it's super
really?
cool. Yes.
Whoa.
And they actually, I Googled it. They used the personalized, for this like personalized jersey reveal. They used the Scene.io. So it's very similar to, gosh, what was the name? Like we had Maverick that were personalizing some like videos, but it was a bit of a different. There was this also other tool that was like personalizing some hero images. But basically like the copy of that email is your name, your number, your old Trafford moment. I think Trafford is the
this is
stadium.
So cool. I would probably click so many times on it. If
you guys are like watching it right now, it's not just that they like created this a hero image. They actually also have this entire, it's linked to like your personalized page, and we will show it in the video. And when you click on it, there is this entire video that I'm showing right now. This video of like your short hanging over the stadium with your name and your number. I think it's amazing. It's pretty cool. And and that's just like it's a very British thing to do, but I think it's super cool. I don't necessarily know the mechanic behind it. I'm pretty sure it should be a flow, not the campaign, for something like this to work. But I don't know. Maybe there's something that I don't
Wow, that's so
understand
cool.
yet.
We have our partner Get Maverick. They do something similar, not to this extent. They kind of, the founders, they record the videos, and founders, when you click on it, they tell like, hi, Andriy, hi, Vira, and kind of talking to you, like they personalize the voice. But this one, it's much cooler in terms of, you know, like if you're a big fan of that company and they have your name there, I think it's very powerful.
But you don't even have to be a big fan. Like we have this client that is doing the hair restoration services, and they just introduced this tool, the AI tool that helps you picture how would you look with hair. Andriy, I have hair. I have full head of hair, but I still use that tool because it's so fun. And so like, you're just like, get curious about these things. Yeah. They just introduced it, and they have like limited number of credits. So I won't tell you guys the name of the tool yet, but I looked really good with hair, if you ask me.
Do you have
Just
that
like
picture? Can we include it in the podcast?
We can't, because they have limited amount of credits, and we will use them for good use. We'll put them to good reason.
But
so it's
you used it already, no?
Because I was testing it, because I'm a strategist on that project, so I had to know how it works.
But didn't you save that picture?
Oh no, it's just like shows you the yeah. But it was super cool. And like every time something like this comes to my inbox, like I use it every freaking time. Okay, cool. So yeah, there are like different ways to kind of make people want to click.
One more example that, I don't have it to show, but remember that Mr. Beast email where you have to click 1,000 times to win something on the email? So basically, any AMP emails, and one of our partners, Zymo, we testing a bunch of different emails with them, but any AMP email typically have higher click rate.
Yes. Anything that is like gamified or has that like interactive aspect to it. Let's go to the next, Andriy. Let's go to the next kind of point. And we kind of covered it. C is creative design. So we, in a way, covered it in our other topics, but there are some just like good rules to follow. Like the core idea here is your email should be scannable in 5 seconds and clickable in 1. That's something that I learned from our designers. And I don't even think people spend 5 seconds on scanning the email, to be fair. I think it's less. I think it's like 2 to 3 seconds. But it should be super scannable, and you should be able to find that like CTA right away. While it should also like look beautiful, although it's a controversial topic, we can talk about it, but it should be scannable and clickable. Do you agree, Andriy?
100%. And I receive a bunch of marketing emails. I mean, like, because I subscribe to a bunch of different brands, and sometimes I have less than 1 second email to catch my attention. Again, I'm professional, I'm email marketer, so it's harder to impress me versus maybe like just regular consumer. But still, I only check that about default, like I click archive
exactly.
all the email, and where my attention stops, I'm like, oh, what stopped my attention?
Yeah.
And in all cases, it's a creative. Something creative.
Really?
I hate those emails where they have like menu style, because it's like automatic
waste of your time, right?
But
yeah, I kind of hear you, Andriy, but I agree to disagree, because beautiful designs are important. How Simpson said, the education is important, but money are importanter or whatever. But anyways, we've done this test. You guys, you're going to have to look at a lot of hair transplant emails today. Sorry, just guess what client I was working on today the most. But anyways, about the beautiful emails for this client, the before and afters are always huge for us, because it's literally what they sell. They sell the lifestyle, they sell the after and how you will look. But we are constantly battling this click rates challenge. And one test that we've done, And we've done it multiple times, like not hundreds of times, but like a lot of times we've done it, where we were testing our beautifully designed HTML emails or like visual emails that our designer Raphael spends like hours probably creating. They're super nice. But also we've sent like a plain text emails. And guess what? With like 100% win probability and click-through rate or click rate lift of 325%, the plain text ones are winning. And we had the winning click rate the change was from like 2.7% to 11.54%. Can you imagine this change?
Yeah, but I hear you and I agree for this particular brand. But let's go back to that catalog style email for like brand apparel, female apparel brand, which has like thousands of SKUs. Right. If you send text-based emails, like they all think it's spam and they even click like either unsubscribe or spam. So it's based on the brand.
Totally. It's not like one size fits all, but do test the A/B test. Like when I reach out to my like colleagues to ask like for this podcast, like, hey, what do you guys do to like improve the click-through rates? Everyone was like segmentation and plain text emails. This is like a CTR improvement Bible, the standard. If it works for your brand, just like you said, Andriy, it wouldn't work for some like.
But I think it's also about like breaking the pattern. You know, like
maybe
Tony Robbins like famous saying about like breaking the pattern. You know, when you send like 10 branded emails, like send one. Let's say text-based emails. The great example, sign up for Magic Spoon, a cereal brand. Cereal, yeah. So they do all the time. I think they have some kind of formula. Just sign it up and you'll see like for every maybe 5 to 10 emails, they have a text-based email.
Yeah. Maybe it's a pattern interrupt thing. I think you're right. And it's not like we're giving up all of this like HTML or like this visual emails, but it does really work really well sometimes.
Do you follow that the Glass brand?
The Glass
Their
brand.
Emails, I forgot where they like cursing, like having, it's like the weirdest design, the probably the worst design.
I think you shared it in like a random channel or in some kind of like a good email channel or something. Because I think I remember it, but I'm not sure.
So they're working hard to make their emails ugly.
Love that for them.
Honestly, it stops me, and I'm checking out. And also, they either stretch New York jeans or stretching jeans, something like that. It's New York brand. It's also their emails are not beautiful. They use a lot of memes, but it also stops me. Maybe because I'm receiving so many beautiful emails, and again, it's breaking the pattern.
Yeah, it's like the first world problems. I'm like too tired of beautiful designs. Give me something different.
I mean,
but I hear you.
Creative design doesn't have to be beautiful design. Like how can you disrupt? Mm-hmm. Like how can you break the pattern as well?
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be big things. Sometimes it's like little things like testing the CTA placement. I know it's boring and we talked about it, but for some of our clients, we tested like different CTA placements and like copy for the CTA and static versus animated and stuff like that. Or another popular test that we're doing with a lot of our clients is like testing product image versus lifestyle image. And for certain brands, showcasing the product in all of its glory, it does work. It's like so random. I would almost think it's like counterintuitive, but it does work. So you never know what would work for your brand. And just like you said, Andriy, you're right. It doesn't have to be like beautiful. It just has to work for your brand.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's the last K, Andriy? What's the last part of this
Keep
formula?
Testing.
Yay!
It's now you're talking. It's like the thing we do all the time.
Yep, we kind of like we kind of discussed it through this entire presentation, but just like, don't stop. Don't stop testing. Don't stop believing. Not just design stuff, like different aspects of your emails. Recently, we've done this test, which is kind of like a basic test, but we were testing what would happen if we just send email on not on Thursday, but on Saturday for this specific group of customers. And we've sent identical email to the same segments, same time, like 7 p.m., because it's their like smart send time or whatever. And then Saturday outperformed, and we did it again and again and again. And with 99% probability, the Saturday emails are winning. So guess when we're sending majority of our emails now? On Thursday. No, I'm joking. On Saturday, you guys. So it does. I mean, this like little tweaks, just by changing the time, we're able to improve click-through rates from like 0.7 to like 153. And this is one of those clients that are like struggling with click-through rates. I'm just like sharing the examples of people who we're like working hard on like improving these numbers, and it does work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know what? Like, how do you call the person who see the future or see like
Oracle? Yeah.
Oracle. No, not the future, who can read things. So for everybody who's listening, like here's a small exercise, and I can give you your metrics right now. So if you go to your statistics for the last, let's say 30 days or 90 days, and you check click rate for your flows and compare it to your click rates in campaigns would be 5, maybe to 10 times smaller.
Yep.
Your click rates would be terrible. However, what do you do on every week? You are sending campaigns, and you set it and forget it, your flows. So you spend more time, more resources, more money, more of your team's time, more creative brain for campaigns. And you're just blasting people, and they are less engaged. So your homework to continue testing, because you need to focus on campaigns, on your click rate. You need to test everything that we just spoke about, and what Vira just finished with about like testing not only creatives, but also when are you sending?
Like all of these little aspects. And the reason, and kind of like with our projects, we do have obviously the flows, A/B test, split test. But for campaigns, what I love about like testing the campaigns, it gives you like quick results. With flows, sometimes you have to wait for like a month, to gather the information, enough information for it to be statistically significant. So what we started doing, we just like test the theory on our campaigns and then like replicate it into the flows. It's been working really well. But actually, there are tools that can help you make this like entire testing process automated. Andriy, maybe like you introduce this one, because I think you know more about it, the Maverick A/B testing tool for subject lines.
So
tell us more about it.
Yeah, so we use them for some of our brands, and we would love to use for more of our clients. Basically, now this is a true set it and forget it. So instead of writing subject lines and split testing, you are writing your version of the subject line, and you inserting the Get Maverick code inside of subject line and preview test. And now each email you send, the system's Klaviyo sends, it pulls different variation from Get Maverick, and it analyzes which one is performing better, which one worse, and the one which performing not so well, they are dropping and split testing with another one. And sometimes we log into our clients' accounts and it's like version 27, and you're like, whoa, it would take me forever probably to test 27 subject line in a welcome flow on the third email, or 5th email in abandonment cart,
Right. No, it's such a cool tool, because it's like a lot of manual and repetitive work when you start doing it on your own. So yeah, Maverick, they're cool. I wanna play more with them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Vira, I saw that you become like very active on LinkedIn, and if you're not following Vira yet, I strongly recommend for you to find her on LinkedIn
Please
and
do.
follow. She shares a lot of insightful information about email marketing.
Thank you,
and
Andriy.
clients.
Thank you for promoting my LinkedIn. And I actually want to write a post because I was like only posting this like professional information, but I started noticing that people are more like sharing their personal life and stuff. And I want to share the 5 sales lessons that I learned from visiting Morocco from their like carpet sellers, because there are some things that we can start doing more in our marketing as well, because those guys are so skillful. So maybe I'll start doing more of those posts as well. Who knows?
Nice. So follow Vira on LinkedIn.
Please, yeah, Vira Sadlik, the only Vira Sadlik in the world. Easy for you to find. Thank you so much. That was fun, Andriy. Thank you. Guys, I hope you learned something new. And please comment with your ideas. What worked for you? What didn't work? Please share your knowledge. We're all in this together.
Okay, see you next month. Thank you.
Bye.
Want to discover how much money your email marketing can actually bring you? If that's the case, let our team of email marketing experts show you how. With our free email marketing audit, we'll conduct a comprehensive analysis of your email marketing efforts, provide you with an action plan, and show you how to effectively segment and convert your audience. Simply go to flowium.com/audit and book your audit today.
Hey, if you're watching this and you like what you see, please hit subscribe and hit the bell because it helps us grow our channel.